It's the final day for the Icons Global Championship 2022 and it's time to determine the icons for this year. With the finals between J-Team and Nova Esports, the apex for the Wild Rift competition has been reached, and for today we'll highlight one player that takes it upon himself to claim the title of being an icon. You're going to witness nian's Diana, and while doing so you'll learn the following: how to play lane as Diana, how to pilot Diana in a fight, how to itemize, and how to approach a fight. Nian chooses to start his lane with a Ruby Crystal and his second ability. In a melee matchup this can be very beneficial, and here's why. Pan Zed is a melee champion that needs to get close in order to get the job done. Being aware of this fact, Nian chooses wisely and increases his own HP pool with said Ruby Crystal. Next, he also chooses to start with a second ability. This makes him even more durable and turns the lane into a super easy one. To make sure, however, that Nian will never fear the damage of Pan's burst-centric Zed, he also brought Exhaust with him, the perfect counter for any foreseeable incoming burst damage. As a champion with Rod of Ages, it takes some time to scale, but Nian knows exactly when to join a fight as a Diana. It's about consuming the most gold available and then being aware of what is happening on the map. For the past 5 minutes he did exactly that with one clear goal in mind: ruining J-Team's dreams. Flashing in his first ability and combining it with his third ability, Nian immediately removes Cherry from the rift. A split second later, Nian is channeling his ultimate ability to deal extra damage and applies Moonlight once again. Every time Diana dashes to a target that is afflicted by Moonlight, her third ability's cooldown and her auto-tag animation are reset. Thanks to that, Dawn and Cherry are sent back into their fountains while Nian and Yami focus on taking down their well-deserved prize, the Rift Herald. Scaled and with the assistance of his local cat Yami, Nian is now ready to take on anyone. The power of the Rod of Ages and Crystalline Reflector turn Nian's Diana into a mobile assassin / tank that refuses to die but takes you down in an instant. But in this specific case, it's about a little bit of patience until the pincer finally closes. As Nian goes back in, his teammates Remake and Long are finally close enough to provide assistance. With the necessary backup, Nian dashes right into the Dragon Pit in which Cherry and Dai are like lambs to the slaughter. While casting his ultimate ability, Cherry manages to barely escape death. However, his friend Dai falls beneath the pressure of the new moon. Now it's time to witness true mobility in action as Nian takes on Dai and Barry on his own. First he was hiding in a brush. The intention behind this was hoping that Dai and Barry use vital cooldowns to deal with the wave. With that happening, Nian now sees his chance to punish the lack of cooldowns. First, Nian uses his first ability to apply Moonlight to everything, including the minions. Next up, he dashes to a minion, goes for a brief trade with Dai, and immediately after changes his focus onto Barry. Within that skirmish, Barry uses the best tool against Diana, Exhaust. However, he is still caught with an ultimate ability which again applies Moonlight and grants Nian yet another gap closer. Nonetheless, Dai's cooldowns came up again, and that forced Nian to escape and turn golden in order to wait for Yeezy's Shen to finally make his appearance. Wherever you are, you're never alone with Shen on your team, and briefly after, Nian claims Dai's life with another Lunar Rush. As previously stated, Diana falls into the category of assassins, but with some extra tankiness. A typical trait of an assassin, however, is to wait patiently until an opportunity is spotted that changes the flow of everything. Notice how Nian is once again waiting in the wings, bobbing in and out of vision to just apply pressure for sheer existence, throwing in one crescent strike after another to poke and invoke fear into the hearts of JT. For some reason, JT doesn't respect this, and Pan, Barry and Cherry attempt to get too close to the already taken down Ocean Dragon. With the frontline finally split, Nian seizes the very opportunity and dashes right into Barry and Dai. Both of them have to immediately leave and use all spells available just to get out of Nian's Moonfall. Some people would say he missed, but in reality he removed two vital players from the fight while also splitting the enemy team apart just by the power of positioning. It almost looks like Nian is caught out of position, but he's more than ready for anything JT can throw into his direction. Let's take a brief look as to why that is the case. J-Team features primarily physical damage. As a consequence, Nian builds the following items that turn him into a behemoth: Rod of Ages, Crystalline Reflector, Rabadon Staff Cap, Warden's Mail, and Plated Steel Caps with a Stasis enchant. This makes him nearly unkillable, as you're about to witness yourself. Dawn protocols forward to catch Nian, but the shielding provided to Nian by Yeezy and himself is just too powerful. Nian is thrown around and put in a position from which he can flank J-Team. He realizes this, approaches the fight, goes in and casts Moonlight to send Dai back home. But the real kicker about everything in this play is the tankiness Nian's Diana was showcasing. He took everything J-Team had to offer but didn't care in the slightest, thanks to the power of itemization and some little assistance from his team. Taking the Warden's Mail and completing Randuin's Omen puts extra emphasis on what Nian wants to do. He basically says, if you can't kill me fast enough, I will take you all down, all of you. And so Nian dashes once again to minions afflicted by Moonlight as a proxy to then dash onto enemy champions. While J-Team is on the run, Nova turns to take down yet another inhibitor tower, but now Nian wants to put everything on one card. He chooses to take on Barry, Cherry, Dawn and Die in one attempt to end it all. However, as Nian was casting Moonfall, Cherry kicked him right into the fountain and put him to rest. Was it enough to repel Nova's onslaught? No, it wasn't, as Nian chose to be a bait for the greater good, so his team was able to end the game. The game is over and the icons are about to be crowned, but just before we go over to that, we need to check out Nian's stats. He finished the game with 64% KP while amassing 925 gold per minute to itemize perfectly against J-Team's high physical damage comp. And even though he went in headfirst many times, be it a flank or just solo into the entirety of J-Team, he still managed to end the game with a KDA of 8.5. Stats that are truly deserving for an icon. And with that, the Icons Global Championship 2022 concludes and Nova Esports have become the icons in Wild Rift. Do you want to see more Wild Rift videos like this? Then check out the following links and enjoy your stay. Perhaps we'll see each other soon again. Until then, stay wild.